Ragnarok Origin ROO Valhalla World Cup is the pinnacle of ROO tournaments. The best guilds and adventurers across all servers are gearing up for the ultimate clash. The tournament includes Guild League, Eliminations, and offline Grand Finals. The Guild League and Eliminations are based on the in-game Guild League. The 8 guilds of Bright Sun rank can participate in the cross-server league, Major League. In Major League, after each week's matches, summit points are awarded based on the rank and ranking. The top 32 guilds and points can advance to the Eliminations. The ranking is based on their points earned in cross-server league, and they will compete in a single elimination bracket with matchups arranged as number 1 versus number 32, number 2 versus number 31, number 3 versus number 30, and so forth. The top 2 guilds from each division can advance to the offline Grand Finals. Offline Grand Finals are based on the in-game Dimension Drill. While the Grand Finals will feature a double elimination format. 8 guilds from 4 regions will be drawn into group matches, ensuring no guilds from the same region are in one group. The champion will ultimately be determined from these group matches. The first World Championship of Ragnarok Origin ROO. Claim the crown in Ultimate Clashes. Ragnarok Origin ROO Valhalla World Cup is the pinnacle of ROO tournaments. The best guilds and adventurers across all servers are gearing up for the ultimate clash. The tournament includes Guild League, Eliminations, and offline Grand Finals. The Guild League and Eliminations are based on the in-game Guild League. The 8 guilds of Bright Sun rank can participate in the cross-server league, Major League. In Major League, after each week's matches, summit points are awarded based on the rank and ranking. The top 32 guilds and points can advance to the Eliminations. The ranking is based on their points earned in cross-server league, and they will compete in a single elimination bracket with matchups arranged as number 1 versus number 32, number 2 versus number 31, number 3 versus number 30, and so forth. The top 2 guilds from each division can advance to the offline Grand Finals. Offline Grand Finals are based on the in-game Dimension Drill. While the Grand Finals will feature a double elimination format. 8 guilds from 4 regions will be drawn into group matches, ensuring no guilds from the same region are in one group. The champion will ultimately be determined from these group matches. The first World Championship of Ragnarok Origin, ROO. Claim the crown in Ultimate Clashes. Ragnarok Origin ROO Valhalla World Cup is the pinnacle of ROO tournaments. The best guilds and adventurers across all servers are gearing up for the ultimate clash. The tournament includes Guild League, Eliminations, and offline Grand Finals. The Guild League and Eliminations are based on the in-game Guild League. The 8 guilds of Bright Sun rank can participate in the cross-server league, Major League. In Major League, after each week's matches, summit points are awarded based on the rank and ranking. The top 32 guilds and points can advance to the Eliminations. The ranking is based on their points earned in cross-server league, and they will compete in a single elimination bracket with matchups arranged as number 1 versus number 32, number 2 versus number 31, number 3 versus number 30, and so forth. The top 2 guilds from each division can advance to the offline Grand Finals. Offline Grand Finals are based on the in-game Dimension Drill, while the Grand Finals will feature a double elimination format. 8 guilds from 4 regions will be drawn into group matches, ensuring no guilds from the same region are in one group. The champion will ultimately be determined from these group matches. The first World Championship of Ragnarok Origin, ROO. Claim the crown in Ultimate Clashes. Ragnarok Origin ROO Valhalla World Cup is the pinnacle of ROO tournaments. The best guilds and adventurers across all servers are gearing up for the ultimate clash. The tournament includes Guild League, Eliminations, and offline Grand Finals. The Guild League and Eliminations are based on the in-game Guild League. The 8 guilds of Bright Sun rank can participate in the cross-server league, Major League. In Major League, after each week's matches, summit points are awarded based on the rank and ranking. The top 32 guilds and points can advance to the Eliminations. The ranking is based on their points earned in cross-server league, and they will compete in a single elimination bracket with matchups arranged as number 1 versus number 32, number 2 versus number 31, number 3 versus number 30, and so forth. The top 2 guilds from each division can advance to the offline Grand Finals. Offline Grand Finals are based on the in-game Dimension Drill. While the Grand Finals will feature a double elimination format. 8 guilds from 4 regions will be drawn into group matches, ensuring no guilds from the same region are in one group. The champion will ultimately be determined from these group matches. The first World Championship of Ragnarok Origin ROO. Claim the crown in Ultimate Clashes. Ragnarok Origin ROO Valhalla World Cup is the pinnacle of ROO tournaments. The best guilds and adventurers across all servers are gearing up for the ultimate clash. The tournament includes Guild League, Eliminations, and offline Grand Finals. The Guild League and Eliminations are based on the in-game Guild League. The 8 guilds of Bright Sun rank can participate in the cross-server league, Major League. In Major League, after each week's matches, summit points are awarded based on the rank and ranking. The top 32 guilds and points can advance to the Eliminations. The ranking is based on their points earned in cross-server league, and they will compete in a single elimination bracket with matchups arranged as number 1 versus number 32, number 2 versus number 31, number 3 versus number 30, and so forth. The top 2 guilds from each division can advance to the offline Grand Finals. Offline Grand Finals are based on the in-game Dimension Drill. While the Grand Finals will feature a double elimination format. 8 guilds from 4 regions will be drawn into group matches, ensuring no guilds from the same region are in one group. The champion will ultimately be determined from these group matches. The first World Championship of Ragnarok Origin, ROO. Claim the crown in Ultimate Clashes. Ragnarok Origin ROO Valhalla World Cup is the pinnacle of ROO tournaments. The best guilds and adventurers across all servers are gearing up for the ultimate clash. The tournament includes Guild League, Eliminations, and offline Grand Finals. The Guild League and Eliminations are based on the in-game Guild League. The 8 guilds of Bright Sun rank can participate in the cross-server league, Major League. In Major League, after each week's matches, summit points are awarded based on the rank and ranking. The top 32 guilds and points can advance to the Eliminations. The ranking is based on their points earned in cross-server league, and they will compete in a single elimination bracket with matchups arranged as number 1 versus number 32, number 2 versus number 31, number 3 versus number 30, and so forth. The top 2 guilds from each division can advance to the offline Grand Finals. Offline Grand Finals are based on the in-game Dimension Drill, while the Grand Finals will feature a double elimination format. 8 guilds from 4 regions will be drawn into group matches, ensuring no guilds from the same region are in one group. The champion will ultimately be determined from these group matches. The first World Championship of Ragnarok Origin, ROO. Claim the crown in Ultimate Clashes. Ragnarok Origin ROO Valhalla World Cup is the pinnacle of ROO tournaments. The best guilds and adventurers across all servers are gearing up for the ultimate clash. The tournament includes Guild League, Eliminations, and offline Grand Finals. The Guild League and Eliminations are based on the in-game Guild League. The 8 guilds of Bright Sun rank can participate in the cross-server league, Major League. In Major League, after each week's matches, summit points are awarded based on the rank and ranking. The top 32 guilds and points can advance to the Eliminations. The ranking is based on their points earned in cross-server league, and they will compete in a single elimination bracket with matchups arranged as number 1 versus number 32, number 2 versus number 31, number 3 versus number 30, and so forth. The top 2 guilds from each division can advance to the offline Grand Finals. Offline Grand Finals are based on the in-game Dimension Drill, while the Grand Finals will feature a double elimination format. 8 guilds from 4 regions will be drawn into group matches, ensuring no guilds from the same region are in one group. The champion will ultimately be determined from these group matches. The first World Championship of Ragnarok Origin, ROO. Claim the crown in Ultimate Clashes. Ragnarok Origin ROO Valhalla World Cup is the pinnacle of ROO tournaments. The best guilds and adventurers across all servers are gearing up for the ultimate clash. The tournament includes Guild League, Eliminations, and offline Grand Finals. The Guild League and Eliminations are based on the in-game Guild League. The 8 guilds of Bright Sun rank can participate in the cross-server league, Major League. In Major League, after each week's matches, summit points are awarded based on the rank and ranking. The top 32 guilds and points can advance to the Eliminations.
Yes, I can. Yes, we can hear.
I mean, we can hear you, but we can still not see the image.
Welcome, welcome. Good evening to all adventurers joining us tonight. Welcome to the 2024 Global Valhalla Tournament of Ragnarok Orange. I am Sagara, and I'm here with my good friend from Frontera 5.
Yes. Welcome everybody. My name is Linker. I will be commentating with Sagara here. This very exciting event that we have in front of us today. And I do have to say, we have some special things for you guys lined up.
Yes, thank you for the Razor Gold for the support, guys. They are one of the main support for our game, and I'm quite sure that most of us are using their platform to recharge inside the game. So a great thank you to Razor Gold, to all the help and all the support they're giving to the game, making everything here possible.
Yeah, I myself use Razor Gold when I am recharging in the game. So I'm very certain that most of the players that we have here watching us are doing the same thing. So hopefully you guys are able to support both our stream as well as our partner with Razor Gold, because they are very helpful when we're doing those transactions, right?
Yes, you're right. Well, but today, guys, today we're gonna have one of the grand finalists that is going to participate in on the offline event in Bangkok. So I'm super excited, and I was talking with Linker before the stream starts, and he's also very excited, especially because he's part of one of the guilds that is going to play tonight. So he knows a lot about the guilds that are playing today, and I'm sure he's going to share some thoughts and what he thinks about the game as well.
Yes, very much so. I myself am a member of Trinity, who is one of the guilds that are playing on this match tonight, and I do have quite a lot of experience with all of these matches, but also we do need to keep in mind that Prontera 5 in and of itself has a lot of history, right? And Eternity is a guild that we have faced before, both in cross server matches, but as well as in the actual matches. And it is a very significant rivalry that we have as of this point, and so it will be very exciting to see what will be the outcome of the game tonight.
Yes, you're right. I have been following the Frontera 5 guilds and players overall because, as many of you know, I'm from Frontera 4, so it's very important for us to actually know what is happening. But before we continue, guys, these are some rules about the Valhalla. So we're gonna read some introduction here, guys. So the Ragnarok Orange, the Valhalla World Cup, is the main tournament of the Orange series. So it is the biggest tournament they ever made for any MMORPG, and because it brings together the strongest guilds from all servers. So we're gonna have players from the Taiwan server, Hong Kong, Macau region. Also, we're gonna have from the Southeast Asia, and also from the mainland China, and also, of course, from our region, the North and the South America. And well, I'm super excited because all these guilds that are coming there on the offline event, they're gonna exchange some experience, they're gonna exchange some new strategy, especially because they will play in a very fair environment, and they're gonna be divided into three stages, of course. The regional guild league, which we already had, the regional elimination, and then the offline grand finals. We are on the regional elimination, and this is the last game for two guilds that we're gonna watch today, and one of them is going to the grand final, which is going to happen, like we mentioned, in Bangkok, Thailand.
Yes, that is very much correct. We have two guilds of each region classifying for those offline matches, and we have two guilds from the Southeast Asia server. We have two guilds from the NA/SA. We can put it down as LNA. It's how we call them. We also have two guilds from the China server, the mainland China server, and then we also have two guilds from the server that consists of Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Macau mainly. So two guilds out of those regions are going to be competing in that offline event. And as my friend here, Sagara, mentioned, those matches are going to be completely fair. All of those members that are fighting on that offline event, they will be fighting on equal stand. They will be fighting with characters that have access to absolutely everything. So all of those 8 guilds out of those regions will be drawn for a double elimination bracket that will be how we look at those matches on the offline event. And out of all of those 8 guilds, we will finally crown our world champion. We do have the biggest event that we have ever had for MMORPGs that I think it's the biggest thing that we've ever seen, right?
Yes, you're right. And on your screen now we have what our friend Linker just mentioned. It is the double elimination format. One thing that is very important to say here, guys, is all the region is going to send two teams. They won't be facing each other on the first match. So this is going to have a draw, and this draw is going to put both guilds on the opposite sides. So this way they won't be able to play on the first match. This way we're gonna have to see, and we will be able to see the guilds from the C server playing against players from the China. We're gonna have to see players from the Taiwan region against the LNA, and so go on. We don't have all the rules yet because they will provide later on. But one thing that we already know is it's not going to be a guild versus guild event, guys. This one is going to be a dimensional field, just like we had on the Tor Cup. It's going to be 10 players against 10 players on a fair environment. And the players will have at least 1 month to prepare for this kind of event. So they need to have this in mind. All the guild leaders from the guilds that is going to win, they need to select their 10 best players because they're gonna need it.
Yeah, very much so. And we do need to keep in mind as well that all of you that are watching right now, you are eligible for some freebies on game. So if you are watching us from the Valhalla page, and right now, honestly, if you're not, please go and do so. You can go into the Valhalla page and log in with your Facebook account. Leave a comment because that is going to give you the rewards that we're looking at right now. Remember, we have already seen those rewards from the previous match that we saw on the past Saturday. So today is the second match that you have the rewards for commenting, and also not only from commenting but as well as from watching the matches. So if you're logged in with your account and you're watching the match on the actual Valhalla page, you are eligible to get those rewards. But to do so, those are not freebies that are going to go instantly into your account. You do need to keep in mind that you need to go into the Valhalla page and get the codes, because for all of the achievements that you get for watching those matches and commentating on those matches, you are going to get a code that you have to redeem in the game in order to get those rewards.
Yes, you're right then, guys. Well, look at the 4 reward, the one that you need to complete everything to get. They are really, really good. And now on your screen, you have the spectator reward, which is also very, very good, guys. We have some badges from the new mount equipment, and I'm quite sure that literally everyone needs it. It doesn't matter if you are a free to play, doesn't matter if you are a whale. These badges is everything that we want at the moment. And well, what level is your mount, Linker, at the
Well,
moment?
I do have one at level 30, but I am not pushing it through with the breakthrough because I do need to level all of the others. They're around like
Oh.
14. I have one that's against the wall on 14, and the other two are like 15 or 16. So they're pretty good, but you do need to spend all of those resources wisely, right? Because it is something that is not very easy to obtain.
Yes, you're right. I think I only have one at level 30
Yeah,
because as soon as you get that level, you can get some special bonus
exactly.
and they are really, really good, guys. So, what we suggest is try to get at least one to level 30 so you can get this special reward, this special bonus, and then you can level up the others one. If you are a DPS, you can go for the attack one. If you are a support, you can go for the defense one, or even for the PvP ward, because they are all very good and it is a new progression. So, well, and again, guys, we are gonna have now, we're just going to start to talk about the game itself because this is what we came for, to watch this amazing battle between the two powerhouses from the Frontera 5. We already mentioned this a few times, and Frontera 5 is the best server at the moment because it's the only server that can provide two very, very strong guilds. This already happened on the Odin Cup, and now we are seeing this on the Valhalla as well. And well, on your screen now we have our first gift code, guys. So don't forget to redeem them. By the way, how do you redeem the code, Linker?
Okay, so if you are looking very attentively into the screen right now, you can see that code that we're looking at. It is MNBVCXZQWE. And in order to redeem that in game, remember, you do have that reward on the top right side of your screen. You can click on that, and then on that menu that pops up, you have that redeem option where you can paste that code in, and you were sure to grab some very, very juicy rewards.
Yes, and well, this is just the first code that we are gonna get, guys. So keep an eye on the stream. Stay with us until the end because you're not going to watch some amazing game, but you're also going to get some gift codes and some amazing draws during the stream as well. I'm already seeing some players sending some message on the chat, guys. We can see the guys some cheering for Trinity, cheering even for Legion that is not going to play today. We also see someone for Eternity as well. So it's very good to see that people are already joining our chat. So send your message, send your image, send your energy to the guilds because they are going to need it.
And I do have to say, Sagara, one thing that you've mentioned that I think it's very worth bringing up is the fact that both in Odin as well as right now within the Valhalla Cup, we have two guilds from the Frontera 5 server. And I think this is very interesting to see because as myself, I am part of one of those guilds, and I have been with Frontera 5 all throughout the way. This is something that I've noticed is that many of the guilds within like the entire environment have been rivals to each other, whereas right now for Frontera 5, we don't really face many of the guilds outside. Our biggest competitors are within the Frontera 5 server. And so I think it's interesting to have both guilds being from Prontera 5 and uh, receiving the opportunity to fight outside, right? To fight outside of that environment. That is very interesting, right?
Yes, you're right. I mean, it is very good for you to have the rivalry on the original, I mean, intra server. But the most important is every time that you go on the cross server, you need to focus on winning not only against Trinity, not only against Eternity, but against everyone else. And in this specific case, of course, they are on the same side of the bracket. But if they are on the opposite side, that would be even amazing because you would have the opportunity to have two guilds from the same server going to the Valhalla, and that would be amazing. But well, that's not going to be the case, and it happens to be
Yep.
they are on the same bracket, they are on the same
Yep.
side, and
And,
man,
and,
I'm really
and,
looking forward.
I do have to say this is very curious to me because I believe if these two guilds were in separate sides of the bracket, I honestly think that we would be able to send two representative guilds to Bangkok from the same server, but that is not the case. That
Oh,
is
that's
not the
some
case.
confidence. That's some confidence. Well, but either way, guys, on your screen we have the top 8 guilds that were fighting. And we can see the Boba Cats, we can see Eternity, we can see Kitsune, Legion, Season, Sugar, Trinity, and who cares? And look at this amazing logo, guys. Well, I already have 3 favorites here. But well, all of them
Well,
are
you have
amazing.
three.
I
I
have
have
3.
three as well.
Well,
And
they are all amazing, guys.
I do need to be honest. None
Uh,
of them are my own. None of them are Trinity. I
oh.
have 3 favorites, and none of them are Trinities.
Oh, so let's hear which one are your favorite here because well,
I mean, obviously, one of them you already know because we've talked about this. One of them
yeah,
is Boba Cats. I love
it's
cats. I love Boba. It's
it's
just, it's
it's too
just,
cute. It's too cute. It's amazing. And the
yeah,
name is just perfect for the image as well.
yeah. But moving on here, we are looking into how these guilds progressed, because remember, uh, this entire regional tournament started from the week to week matches that they faced each other, both in cross server and in their own servers, and we had 32 guilds that came together. And then those 32 guilds became 16 because obviously they had to face each other. So on the left side here, we see Trinity, who beat Row Lions. We have Megazord, who beat Cosmos. We have Envy, that beat Phantom. We have Sugar, that beat Redline. Um, and
Yes.
eventually they became 8.
Yes, and on your screen we can see the top 80 going to top 4. You can see that Trinity won against Sugar. We can see Eternity won against Who Care. We also see Boba Cats that won against Kitsune. On this specific match, there is something that is very important to mention because Kitsune tried a very different approach. Based on what I was reading on the chats and what I was reading on the Discord, they tried they say they were trying to have fun. So they sent everyone to the subfield, and only after 2 or 3 minutes they went to the main field. And they were able to surprise Boba. They got a lot of mobs, and they even got one side, one stronghold. And in the end, they even were able to steal the old barrel. So it was a great strategy, a great showing, and I'm quite sure that they had a lot of fun. And the last match was Legion against Season, and I'll be honest, this was my favorite match on the top 8 because it was super close. They were very, very strong. Both guilds were amazing, but Legion was able to come on top. And now we have again the four logos for the top 4 guilds, and we have Trinity, we have Eternity, Boba Cats, and Legion. Well, do you
Yeah.
mind reading the slogan? Because these slogans are super good.
I know, right? So from Trinity, the words that they have to put out to the world is top up or tap out. clean, simple, and very very set in stone, right?
Yeah,
And then
it's very
Eternity,
creative.
yeah, I know, right? And then Eternity, they have, and I think their slogan is based off of their logo, which is "Bow down to Eternity." Because if you look at their logo, it does kind of look like a J and not a T, right?
Yes, you're right. So I think it
Yeah,
looks
and that,
amazing as well.
yeah. But those are the two guilds that are facing each other tonight. So we have tonight a best of three match between Trinity and Eternity, whereas next Thursday, 2 days from now, we have Boba Cats and Legion, and I think these are going to be very exciting matches. Both of them, actually,
Yes,
right?
both of them is going to be really, really good. I mean, the fan favorites are for today match is definitely the Trinity, based on what we are reading, based on the pool that we had on the bet inside the game. By the way, guys, if you did bet yet, go inside your game and bet for one of these things because one of them is going to go to the grand final, which is going to be an offline event. But well, talk about Trinity and Eternity. We already mentioned, guys, this is an old rivalry. Both of these teams are from Frontera 5, and they have been facing each other for a long time now. And now we're gonna have the introduction for the Trinity. And as the Guild Master, we have Sword, Vice Leader, hiding Bluey. The Commander is Helios. Well, the Charisma Baby is Asandra. And now we have the officers, Apollo, Calderon, Moonlight, and another one that I was able to read, Moreira. We also have the Elite Warrior Freedom. We also have Mukamito and Adonis, the very famous Adonis, and also Zero Trunks, an extremely strong High Priest. And well, I face him, and he's very, very good.
He is. But now for our Eternity, we have Rolo as the Guildmaster, we have Jimsy and Califia as Vice, we have Raph as the Commander, and as Charisma Baby, we have Hadon. For officers, we have Idi, Toddler, Mogari F2P. We have Ryuk as the Elite Warrior, Maverick as the Elite Warrior, Suzaku as the Elite Warrior, and Thor 6666 as the Elite Warrior, as well as Daddy Shark. So those are very, very strong players that are being put up against each other, right?
Yes.
And I do have to say. In the means of numbers, they are very equal. There's not much of a difference among those players. So it will be interesting to see how they match up against each other. For it is a very close match on the very top, right?
Yes, you're right. And both of these teams are very experienced. They have been playing the game for a long time now. And I heard that both teams are kind of merged. So it is a lot of guilds that join and became one, both for Eternity and both for Trinity. You that are playing for Trinity for a long time now, you'll be able to say more about this. So I'm just going to talk about Eternity and then you go for the Trinity part.
Absolutely.
For Eternity, guys, it is a merge between several guilds that just start from the Frontera 6 actually, because Frontera 6 joined the Frontera 5, and then, well, before we continue, let's just talk about the power difference here. It's not that big. You can see the Trinity has the advantage, but the difference is only 5 million. And when we are talking about these big numbers, I mean, I don't think this is going to be the end of the world for Eternity. It's all going down to strategy.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and it's just as I was talking just now. They're very, very evenly matched up, and even well, obviously you have a 5 million difference. It is significant, but not as much in this kind of a match, right? Because
Yes.
this match, as you just mentioned, it comes down to strategy, and strategy is going to be the name of the game for both of these guilds. It will be very interesting to see how they position themselves, how they put up against each other, not only on the main field, but also on the secondary field, because this is a very, very important match. So all of that strategy needs to be happening on both sides.
Yes, you're right. And for the subfield, it's very important for you to get the 3K as fast as possible so you can help your team. And now you have the top powers from both guilds. Starting with Trinity, we have the top 1, Adonis. We have Helios, top 2, Mukamito, top 3. We have top 4, Sunbei, and top 5, Freedom, which is a Rune Knight. And we have two very rare class nowadays, which is the Warlock and especially the Rune Knight. Most of the Rune Knights just change to Shadow Chase because Shadow Chase can apply a lot of pressure, he can play invisible, and most important, they can insta-kill a lot of players using their Mimic build, which is super strong. But it's one player that's very important to mention here is Mukamito. He used to be the strongest creator back in the days, and now he just became a genetic. So this guy knows what he's doing, and he's super, super strong at the moment.
Yeah, no, very much so. Muka is very, very knowledgeable about his class. One thing that you mentioned being Helios and Freedom being, let's say, off meta classes. Helios has been, and this is very important to mention, Helios has been a Warlock since the beginning of ages, since the beginning of the game. So despite it not being the strongest class in the meta, he knows what he's doing. He absolutely knows what he's doing. Freedom is also a very, very knowledgeable player. I think as a Rune Knight, he is very, very much able to put up a lot of fight on that match. And here we can see the 5 members that are being displayed from Trinity. We have Freedom right now on your screen. We have Mukamito here on the right, and then we have Sunbei with Helios right to the left of him. There we have Muka. And one thing that I do want to mention, do you guys see these outfits that they're pulling off?
Oh man, this is my favorite outfit in the whole game, guys. And I really hope they release to our server very soon. This is the Nidhogg. Wow, it's a mythical set, so it gives you a lot of power, and most important, you can swap your gears without spending anything. And now on your screen, guys, you have the top 5 players from the Eternity. We have the top 1, Wrath, one of the most famous players in the whole game, one of the top, she used to be one of the top assassins, and now he's one of the top Shadow Chaser. We have top 2, Yuk. We have top 3, Thor 666. Top 4, Jinsei, which used to be a very strong Rune Knight as well. And top 5, Dead Shark. And different from the Trinity, look at the classes.
Yeah, I wanted to mention that. Look at those classes for the top 5, dude. It's a completely different thing, right? They're all going full meta. They have 5 Shadow Chasers as their top 5 power in the guild.
Yes, and wow, I know some of this player. I know that Yuk is one of the new players from this guild, and some of us was talking to him and just doing some tests inside the arena. And this guy is amazing. He's not only super strong, but he's playing super well. And well, if his Wrath is guiding him, I'm quite sure that he'll be able to show up huge today. And let's be honest, these 5 players are one very, very important key to success to win this match against Trinity, because it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be, well, there is nothing else to say. They will have to play at the best and needed to follow the Rolo calls, because usually Rolo is the color. But these 5 need to put the numbers. They need to get a lot of kills, otherwise they won't stand a chance. And now on your screen again, the Nidhogg set with all the top 5 players.
So good. It looks so good, right? I'm with you. I do think that they should give it to us so quickly. It looks so good, dude.
It does. I mean, I would prefer the black one, but if they want to give the silver, I take it as well, because it's amazing. It's super beautiful.
¿Por qué no los dos? Right?
Yes, perfect,
Why not
perfect.
both? But
Well,
then looking at the guild leaders from Trinity, we have the guild master from Sorb. We have the two vice guild masters in Heron and Bluey. And then we have Hakao as the charisma baby and Helios as the commander. And I am fairly certain that all of these five names, at least within the Frontera 5 server, are very well known.
yes, you're right. I haven't played against these guys only on the cross server dimensional, and all of them are incredibly strong. And this is very, very different from the meta because we have three warlocks on your main page as the guild leaders, and different from all the other guilds. They're just swapping to genetic, swapping to shadow chaser. These guys are sticking with the strength. They know what they're doing. They know how to play the class. So, I mean, why change? Some of them may change to sorcery in the future, but now I don't think they thought that they need to do anything different here because they're winning.
Yeah, and I do need to give the kudos to Helios. I think he within this perspective kept as much as he could as a warlock because it is the thing that he has been playing the most, right? But now also with Sorv, we have on the page on the right side here we have Calderon, and to the left side, look at that, we have Linker.
Oh, that
which is
amazing guy.
myself. And then also to the left of Linker we have Nakia, and all the way to the right we have Moonlight. These are awesome players that help organize the guild because let's be honest, right? It is not easy to keep everything organized when you have to manage 150 people, right?
Yes,
so
you're right.
kudos to all of these players. They are very, very, very good in maintaining that.
Yes, perfect. But I just have one question. You already said, but just to confirm, her nickname is Nakia, not Nakia, right? Because
Yes,
I think
Nakia.
I keep saying her name wrong.
It really depends
Oh.
on which language you're pronouncing it from, right?
Yeah,
It could
perfect.
be Nakia if you're speaking Japanese, right? But
Okay,
let's look at
perfect.
those models because this is a little bit of a different model.
Yes,
that we're
look at the
looking
black one. The female outfit is just amazing, and the male as well. I mean, my character is a male one, so I really like this one. I like the shield, I like the armor, I like the helmet. Well, anyway, guys, here are the leaders for the eternity. As we mentioned, we have Rolo, the guild master, also the main shot caller, and as the vice leader, we have Jinsei and Kilifia. And the commander is Raph, and the charisma baby is Nori. And on your screen, we have some different class now. We have two Shadow Chaser, which are very, very strong and very, very good. And one thing that is important to note, to say here, guys, is as we mentioned, and I start to talk it later before, this guild Eternity is a merge between a lot of servers and a lot of guilds. Jinsei used to be from a different server. He wasn't playing from the Frontera, and then suddenly I think he was from Slud, and then suddenly this Slud got merged into Frontera 6, and he joined the Notorious guild. And now Notorious just merged into another guild, and they became the Eternity. And because of that, he is one of the leaders of this guild.
Yeah, very, very much true. But many of the Notorious members, the former Notorious members, did also join Trinity because Trinity is a merge within server. They didn't really merge with people coming in from other servers, but with people within the server. But then here we have the leaders from Eternity. As we talked, we have Rolo, and as the officers, we have Eddie. We have Toddler. We have Rolo. Oh, this is very curious. Yeah.
Rolo is the guild master, the officer,
and
the
officer,
the guy is
right?
everywhere.
And then we have Mogari F2P. But come on, let's be honest. Rolo is a presence everywhere, right?
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, I was just gonna say that the wherein Eternity is a merge from players that came into from server merges. Trinity is quite a few merges within the server. There were quite a few different guilds within the server that had that rivalry, but then eventually they all came together. But then
Yes.
we have that brilliant outfit again, and hopefully, if we are not asking for too much, we will be getting these very soon in our LNA server, right?
Yes, you're right. I mean, I think they're gonna release very soon. Look at the cape. Even the cape is amazing, guys. I'm really
Yeah.
looking forward. Well, amazing display. You can see the all the classes there. Well, anyway,
Yeah.
guys, we are back here to talk about the match itself. And well, what do we expect? Like we mentioned, Trinket is the main favorite, but Eternity just got a huge recruitment on the new guy, and this new guy is amazing. He used to call Ryuk, and he changed his nickname now. He's the second top power from the guild Eternity, and he's playing a Shadow Chaser. It's a class that can make a huge impact into the game nowadays because it is the strongest physical DPS. But well, before we continue, we have the second code on your screen.
Yep,
And I-
we have it right here. You can redeem that code PLMOKNIJBU. Remember to redeem that code. You go to your game on the top right side of the screen. You have the rewards button, and on that button, when the menu pops up, you have the redeem option where you can input that code and get those very good rewards. But as you were saying, I agree with you. It is not a guaranteed match for Trinity. It's not whatsoever, right? Because Eternity has those members. And one thing to keep in mind is that those members that Eternity recruited, they are following the meta, right? So
Yes,
they are playing Shadow Chaser, they are playing Genetic. So those are going to be very important assets on this match. But I do have to say, I think one of the how can I put this? One of the jokers from Trinity is going to be Mukamito, just from the sheer fact that he used to play a bio, and he already knows how the class plays, and he already invested quite a bit in his account, and he is a very knowledgeable player. Now he's playing a genetic. From Eternity side, we don't see a lot of genetic players, right? We see a lot of Shadow Chasers, obviously.
Yes,
We
yes.
don't see a lot of genetics, which are very crucial to the strategic aspect of the match, right?
Yes, you're right. And again, guys, thank you for the Razer Gold support because they are our main supporter here, guys. They are our main sponsor. Without them, this whole tournament was not going to be possible. So again, thanks for the support. And this is one of our main, our main way to actually recharge inside the game. And I'm quite sure, like we mentioned before, a lot of people, include me, use this Razer Gold because it's easier, it's safe, and most important, is super fast. Because as soon as you recharge, you can already get the neon berries inside the game. Well,
Yeah,
guys,
and I was just gonna mention that not only that, but you also get Razor Silver, which, on the other hand, eventually you're able to use to get Neon Berries as well, right? So that
Yes.
is just very good.
yes, you're right. And well, the match is about to begin, guys. We're only a few minutes away. I'm not sure if you can bet inside the game yet, but either way, I'm quite sure that you can log in on the Valhalla website. Leave a comment there so you can get the rewards. And as soon as you comment 3 times, you will unlock the 4th reward, which is, well, let's say it's the best reward because it's going to give you some shards for the new mount equipment, shards that everyone needed. and everyone needs to upgrade your mount. Everyone needs to get ready because, well, this is only the first offline tournament that we're gonna get. Maybe we're gonna get more in the future, and well, I'm really really excited. But well,
And,
continue about the game, about this specific match. Is the first match, and I'm quite sure that both teams are very nervous. You also play from one of the guild, so do you have any kind of ritual to do before a big match like this one? That is a lot in the line.
yes. I usually do. One thing that I cannot leave without. I can't, and this is not just for these games. It's for everything. It's for work, for everything. It is my cup of coffee and a cigarette before I begin putting in the effort. So those are my go-to that I need to have in hand before I have any stressful moment. And what about you, Sagara? What is your pre-game ritual?
I usually listen a music, usually a instrumental music because I need to find my piece because I'm a shot caller as well, so it's very important for me to maintain
Yeah.
my calmness and I need to speak to everyone to also try to transmit everything that I'm going through. So I need to calm down my members. I need to remember everyone to use the correct gears, the correct cards, to change their build, to change their nexus, to change everything so they actually go all in. Because the first match is very, very important because it can boost your morale or it can destroy your morale. Especially when you are the favorite, which is the case of Trinity. Trinity needs to come to this first match all in. Because if somehow Eternity is able to get this first match, their morale is going to get a huge advantage. In the meantime, the Trinity morale is going to go down. And well, I'm not sure who is going to win this, but I'm really, really looking for a whole best of three. It would be amazing to us to witness a whole best of three that is going to be decided on the old barrel, or even someone's going to steal the old barrel, and because of that, they will be able to actually prolong the game long enough to actually do some new strategy. Because the old barrel is not only for you to win the game itself, but it's also for you to stall the game. And we already watched some games during the regional, and that a team was able to steal the old barrel, and even in stealing, they lost. But other team that was like losing by a huge margin was able to steal, and just because of this steal, they were able to just break the mental of the opponent. And because of this one, this single steal, they were able to turn the tables around and actually get the win.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with that, especially considering the Yell Baron part of the thing. And you were also mentioning morale. I think Al Baron is a very, very important thing for morale. Even if the match is even, or if one of the teams is losing by a huge amount, but they're able to get the Al Baron, that is very, very big for the morale of that team. And also, I agree with you when you say that Trinity, with the being the favorites to win here, they if they lose, it's going to be a huge impact. So I agree with you. I do want to see a full best of three game, but I don't think we will if Eternity gets the first match. I think it's going to be such a huge impact in Trinity's morale that it might be a game-winning impact, right? But
Yes.
I think Trinity has the right mindset to go through. I think they have the strategy to win the game. So we will be looking, I believe, most importantly, at this very first match and how they fare against each other on this match, how they strategize on the main field and on the subfield. It's going to be extremely important, but we will be looking at that in a few minutes.
Yes, you're right. The match is about to begin, guys. So we already have this amazing work of the main field. You can see the strongholds, you can see the respawn point on the top side. And now we have, look at this, amazing, guys. So on the left side, we have Eternity, which has this amazing logo, and also Trinity. Well,
Yep.
just a few minutes away, guys. I just want to do a shout out to all the players there and all the people that are watching our stream. Please share the stream, share to your friends, share to your family, share to your enemies, because this is going to be an amazing match. I want to also do a shout out to everyone that is on the chat: Pulpis, Crocs, Lucy, Carlos, John, Guilherme, Kier, Patrick, Luisa, Carl, Dream Station. Well, it's great to have you all here, guys. So please share the stream and let's follow and stay until the end of the show, because we are gonna have a lot of new gift codes. We're gonna have an amazing draw as well.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, don't forget, if you're looking at the stream through, let's say, the YouTube channel, or maybe you're looking at any other source, remember that we do have the Valhalla page that you can log into with your Facebook, and once you do, you can leave a comment and watch through that page to gain amazing rewards. And it seems that we're about to get into business. We are loading into the match. We have the preparation from the both guilds. We have Trinity as the orange side, and we have Eternity as the green side. They're still setting up and looking towards where they're about to be once that match begins.
Yes, you're right. And one thing that is very different from the all other tournaments, guys. Here you have the percentage just beneath the names, just beneath their lives. Actually, you can see the morale, the kills, the minions, the boss. So you can actually follow the amount of kills that one team is getting, the amount of minions that one team is getting, and most important, the boss, which is can influence the whole game. Another thing that is very important to say, guys, there is a specific strategy for you that just new to the game, because I'm quite sure that these guys are all veteran. But every time that you go to a big match, it's very important for you to not enter the match as soon as they open. Because if you enter on the 5-minute cooldown, you're just going to lose all your buffs as soon as the match starts, because most of the buffs only last for 5 minutes. So if you want to actually start all win, it's very important for you to actually enter when there is only 2 minutes left, so you can actually use your buffs. And now we can see already the Eternity or Eternity, I'm not sure how we're gonna say this, is already posting on your left side. So they are between Sun and Moon. So it looks like the guys from the Trinity is going to go to the right side. Very important to say here, guys, if you are saying that if you are looking to the names on the left side, it means there is Trinity. On the right side is the guys for Eternity. So it's swap. Okay.
Yeah.
We're not sure yet how this is going to progress in game. We're not sure if the color is going to match, but as soon as we notice, we are gonna tell you. Okay. But remember, the guys on the left side are Trinity. The guys on the right side are Eternity. And the blue guys at the moment are Eternity. And they are just
we
preparing...
actually just switch. We actually just switch right
Oh,
now. The
okay.
blue guys, it is Trinity, yeah. And I did notice that Eternity seems to be a few of their members are trying to grab Sun. A few of the Trinity members are trying to get a Star, but we do have a lot of people from both guilds converging onto Moon. So we might see a very big fight here right at the get-go.
Yes, it's just a standard procedure here, guys.
Yeah.
You're gonna send one party to Sun, one party to Star, but the big fight is going to happen to Moon. So 2, 1, and the first semifinal is just about to start. And you can see that Trinity is already having the advantage because Eternity is too slow to enter the point. And you can see that you have already some red statues getting dropped on the bottom of your screen. But for some reason, the guys from Eternity is fighting outside the point. So let's see if they will be able to convert to the Star as well, because they are just stopping there. The guys for Eternity just divided and try to get the Star. But it looks like it's not going to be enough.
And Trinity was able to secure Moon and Star. And remember, if you secure any of those points, you have a 30-second lockdown on those points. So you're able to maneuver around those. And it seems that Trinity is pushing onto the Sun side. Oh, no, no.
No,
Yeah.
yes, they're just trying to defend the middle because as soon as they lock up the start, they just went to the middle. But, well, you can see their movement. They're just all going into Sun. So it looks like they're going to try to 3-cap here as the game begins. Well, let's see what is the answer for Eternity.
And Trinity is grabbing the Sun side, but they do need to move because Eternity is grabbing Moon and Star, and Star is about to be switched. So Moon is being recovered by Trinity. Are they going to let the Star pass on? They are trying to move, but it seems that, Eternity is able to grab Star, but still, Trinity is able to keep 2 points at all times as of now.
Yeah, so great movement by them because they are having the advantage here because they're moving first. Eternity need to actually start to move first, otherwise they're just going to get on the back foot all the time. Because you can see the morale from Trinity already, guys.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was going to mention. You can see the difference on the secondary field. But Eternity is now pushing on the Sun side, but then again, Trinity is then pushing on the Star side. Are they able to swap? But then Eternity is contesting that Moon. Maybe they're able if Trinity does not answer that Moon quickly.
Yes, you're right. But you can see they already left only 2 parties here to get Star, and they are moving to Moon. And as soon as the Moon start to get to green, which is the third side, they were able to come back, and they are wiping the third guy really quickly, and they are turning the tables again. And, well, the Moon is going to get locked, and 30 seconds to down just start. So, what is the strategy here, guys? It looks like the Eternity is moving from Sun to Star, Star to Sun. In the meantime, they're trying to get to Moon as well. So what they need to do, based on what we are seeing, they need to keep doing, they need to swap, and now, because they have the Sun, they need to go to Star, get the Star, but let at least 2 parties to Sun. Because as soon as this party is going to get Sun, the Trinity is going to get Sun, the 2 parties from Eternity can go to the back to the back line and try to secure the Sun. But they need to force middle as well.
And right now, the very same thing happened. Eternity went on to grab that Star point, but then Trinity just swapped into the Sun because since they have a very strong team at Moon, they're able to hold on to that spot. And we already have Trinity with over 8,000 of those morale points when Eternity don't even have those 5,000, right? And so Trinity has the Moon, has the Sun. They are fighting and defending those points very, very tremendously.
Yes, you're right. You can see how powerful they are. So they keep pushing, and they're, again, trading
Same
points.
thing.
Exactly. Yeah. But they need to force middle and leave 2 parties to start so they can actually surprise the guys from Trinity and do the backup really fast. Because look at how many members they are sending to Sun. They don't need to send that many members here, guys, because the point is empty. So they need to adapt into the mid game now, and they need to adapt now. Otherwise, it's going to be too late. And now we have 1 minute to the mobs.
No, I absolutely agree. We have 1 minute, 1 minute for the mobs. We already have Trinity with all of the morale that they could get. Eternity hasn't reached. They're about to reach the 5,000. But the strategy, it seems to me that they're playing the same strategy, but Trinity, from being more powerful, they're able to hold Moon, so the strategy works in their favor, right? So right now we see the exact same thing that just happened. We see Eternity trying to capture that Star point, whereas Trinity is just doing the opposite. They're just going to Sun and making sure that they grab that. But now also we have a different scenario because Trinity seems to be capturing Star as well. They were able to defend, and now they have the 3 points.
Yes, that's because the guys from Eternity just make a huge mistake. They went to the bottom of Moon and just kept trying to force there. And as soon as they tried to force that, they got wiped, and they didn't have enough manpower to get Star. So that's why they got the 3-cap. So huge mistake by their part, and let's see how they're going to proceed because they lost a lot of mobs as well. You could see that Rafa was was there, but the red statue was able to actually steal a lot of mobs. And now because they were on the left side, on the top left, they're just reaching the sun, and they're gonna try to get the sun, but the backup from Trinity that are coming from the mid is already going to sun. They're probably going to defend.
Yeah, we do have some people trying to go for star, and you were talking about the mobs. Yeah, Trinity did come out on top on those mobs, but Eternity was not completely wiped on that matter. They were able to grab some, but still, Trinity did come out on top. They right now hold the Moon tablet and the Sun tablet, when Eternity has the Star tablet. And I believe we are right now back to the same strategy. Hold Moon and just go towards the opposite of what they do, right?
Yes, so now what exactly Eternity need to do? They need to try to get the sun, okay, perfect, they're doing that, but they need to leave at least 2 parties to star. Because as soon as Trinity start to get star, which they are doing now, they can actually go there and try to hold. Because look at the difference, they keep trying to force middle, and they keep losing middle, and now they just lost sun as well.
Yep, they tried to grab Sun, then they lost Sun. They are contesting the Moon. Doesn't really well. It might be working, but then Trinity now has Star. So it seems to me that Trinity has the manpower to get 2 points when Eternity only has the manpower to get 1, and they're not playing those cards to their advantage. And now we have Trinity with all of those 3 points. And if you look at the morale for the subfield, Eternity still has not reached the 8,000 morale, and so they still don't have those buffs.
Yes, you're right. So again, guys, they need to divide the parties better. So now you can see that Rough Party is just trying to get 1 point, but the guys from Trinity is just coming and they will overwhelm them on the star. So it's okay if they lose here, but they need to back off a little bit, wait for the guys to get the sun and then keep forcing. But the guys for sun need to force Moon now, because if they start to force Moon, you can see the Trinity guys just going to leave now. They're all leaving because they need to defend Moon, because the guys for Eternity is reaching to Moon. Now is the time for Rough Party to enter start again, because they need to keep doing this. They need to keep forcing the guys from Trinity to go from one side to the other.
And one thing that I noticed is that Eternity is not playing to the tablet lockout advantage, right? Now we have a look at the subfield, but they're not playing to the lockout tablet advantage. They're not immediately raiding a tablet that is captured by Trinity, but is not locked out, right? They're not doing that, and they could be doing that to try to get those points. And they're just doing the same thing that we were talking about. They're now moving into Star when Trinity is moving to Sun, and so Trinity right now holds Moon and Sun. We have about 1 minute and 20 seconds towards the mobs, but we might even be finished before then.
Well, let's see, because this is a really good point for the guys from Eternity to actually talk to each other. Because they are trying the same strategy over and over again. The only time they tried to something different, it went all wrong, because they forced too much into the middle. So now they had the advantage because they went to some first. But they need to have 2 parties staying on star, so they can actually do the backup and try to surprise. One thing that both guilds did use yet are the flag. As soon as the AVP spawn, they need to get the position, because if the guys from Trinity get the World Baron, the game is over.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I would say, from my strategic point of view, if I was right now playing with Trinity, I would have already used, considering how Eternity is responding to Trinity's strategy. Because the way that Trinity is playing and the way that Eternity is somewhat doing the same thing, it would happen the exact same thing at the Albaran fight. And you see now that Trinity is holding up for the Albaran. It's going to spawn, and we have, yeah.
They are only then here. You can see that Eternity is already too late. So let's see if the guys from Eternity can at least steal this one. you can see the points are going in favor of Trinity so far, and the old Baron is already half of his HP, and you can see a lot of drop of Oblivion, which is very, very good for control, and the MVP is going to go down, and let's see, GG, Trinity actually got the MVP, and they got the first victory in this grand semi-final.
Yeah, it was, and I do have to say, it was a very, very convincing victory. Because as we were saying, Eternity was being super, super reactive to Trinity's strategy, right? So Trinity had their plan. They put on their plan, and they had the numbers, they had the players, and they had the strength to put on that plan. And Eternity tried to just react to all of that, and by reacting to all of that, they were not able to get there.
Yes, it's really, really hard for you to play against a very strong team, and especially when you lose the first battle, because the first battle usually tells who is the strongest guild. And as soon as you lost the middle, which was the main battle, you had to go always strategic. So when they try to move from one side to the other side, it took a long path. So it's harder for you to actually do it correctly, do it right, because every time that you try to cross from Sun to Star, a lot of your members is going to get picked off into the middle. So people need to have this in mind, and as soon as you die, you need to insta-respawn to the side that you want to capture. And again, guys, this is very, very hard. It's very hard for you to adapt mid-game, and you can see, again, you could see they try to go to the middle. They were even saving some red statue, which people usually use on the mobs, but they were trying to use inside the point so they can actually get the point, but it wasn't enough. Trinity was able to respond super quickly. They had their plan, they stick to the plan, and they hold the middle tablet the whole game. So amazing showing by them. And now, well, it's time for the guys for Eternity to actually reset, to talk to each other and see what exactly they can do different here, because it's going to be really hard, but they do have the tools that can turn the tables here. They have what it takes to actually get us to at least map 3, or maybe even win everything, because we saw how strong are their Shadow Chasers. And if they move correctly, they will be able to get.
No, I 100% agree. But one thing that I do want to bring to mind here is the fight on the Owl Baron. Trinity was 100% ready for that. And Eternity, they were super late for that fight. They did not move in time. They did not use the resources that they have in order to actually fight that fight properly, right? And I think that can somewhat reflect to how the entire game went, because it was somewhat the same thing all throughout the game, right? They have the tools, they have the numbers, they have the members, but they're just not executing it properly, right?
Yeah, it's super, super hard. But again, guys, when you are losing to a huge margin like they were losing, you can try to go all-in. And what is this all-in strategy? You do not go to a battle at first. Just like Trinity went there, they got the control, they had the area, but they were winning. So what exactly Eternity could do? I mean, it's really, really hard to pull off this one, and it depends on luck as well. But they could go to the mobs on the sides and also go to the tablet. And as soon as they got everything, they just sent their members that had the statue, the red statue, to just drop there and try to steal it. Because this is the only way for you to actually turn a huge advantage. Because if they got the old Baron, all the mobs, and the 3 tablets, they will just get 700, maybe 800 points, and that will be able to actually put them back to the game. So this is the all-in strategy. It's very, very hard for you to pull off, and it also depends on luck, especially because the difference was already too big. So all that Trinity had to do was just hold the HP from the old barrel, and that's it.
Yeah. I was gonna say that same thing. In order for them to be able to pull off that strategy, they do need to put in a little more of a showing on the actual match. because at that point, when at that scenario, Trinity, even without the Owl Baron, they were already winning. They only needed like 100 points, right?
Yeah,
And
it's
so even if they weren't there, if they just left the entire guild at the 3 tablets, they would already guarantee that match, right? And
Yes,
so in
you're
order
right.
to be able to pull that off, they need to, during that match, do that, like pull that off, pull that strategy off, right?
Yes, yes. I mean, but at least they try. Let's see now the stats from the main battlefield, guys. You can see the difference in
Ooh.
damage. Oh, it was a lot. But check the kills, guys. Well, the guys from Trinity got almost 3 times the kills from the Eternity, so it was really, really hard for them to actually move around. But that doesn't mean that the guys from Eternity didn't try, because you can see how many monsters they got. So they were playing super well the movement, but it was just not enough. You can see they got 1 star, 5 suns, and 1 moon.
Yep, very much so. As you mentioned, I think one of the key things on this match, and this, a lot of people that are watching us might not like me for this, but one of the key things on this match was the subfield. Dude, Trinity had 8,000, I think, by like 2 or 3 minutes of the match, right? They had 8,000 morale on the subfield. I think that is one of the most glaring advantages that they could have gotten for that match, because it makes their players so much stronger in the main field. So that is a very huge highlight that we need to bring to the subfield. They did put a gigantic effort on that matter, and I agree with you. Eternity does need to sit down and put it together and just re-strategize and see how they can try to fight against that. Because honestly, at this point, I think the most glaring difference is the secondary field.
Yes, you're right. And especially for the first battle, I think the Trinity guys already got the 3K as soon as the match starts, because they had a really good strategy on the subfield, so they were able to not only get the mobs, but get a lot of kills because they were stronger on the subfield. So as soon as they hit the 3K, it was easier for them to actually get the Moon Tablet. And on the side of Eternity, because they were just moving from Sun to Star, they had to get the 8K, because the 8K points is the number that you're gonna get the move speed, and this is the key for you to keep moving from one side to the other side.
Yeah,
And
but
now
look
we
at
have
this difference.
exactly the sub stats for the subfield. Well, I'm not going to mention the kills because look at this, over
It's just, yeah,
1.5K.
Yeah, the damage, they have more than double the damage from Trinity. They have more than 3 times the morale that they grabbed. For kills, they have more than 3 times the number of kills. And then the key point here, look at the boss monster skills from Trinity. It's just
Yes.
way too big of an advantage. I mean, I was talking about this during the match on the main field. When Trinity had 8,000 points, Eternity didn't even reach the 3,000. Right?
Yes. And now on your screen we have the MVPs for both match, guys. We have Mukamito with over 110 kills. We have Sense with also 122 kills.
And remember what I told you before we began the match? Who was the Joker from Trinity? Who was
Yeah.
the guy that could pull off all of those things? Yeah, it is Muka. Muka is such an amazingly skilled player, and then he was able to get all of those assists. Look at his damage, 161 million damage, and then on the subfield we have VI Sense, who was able to get a lot of kills as well. A lot more assists than you would expect.
Yeah,
and
but
quite a lot of damage.
But that's because when you are winning that hard on subfield,
Yeah.
you usually do the precast And Warlocks are amazing to do the precast because they have so many AoE skills. That's why they usually get a lot of damage. And on the screen, guys, you have the MVP of the match. Not only, well, we already mentioned him a few times here. Mukamito, one of the strongest, if not the strongest genetic in the whole game. He not only was able to put the big numbers, he got a lot of kills, but was also able to support, to give a lot of assistance. Because the new genetic can also do some AoE that can spread a huge area of fire. And well, amazing job by him. Let's see more stats now.
And now we have the healing MVP being Freedom as the Rune Knight. Remember, we were talking about the Rune Knights enough meta class, but then it's also kind of what they do, right? They heal themselves quite a bunch. So we have Freedom as the healing MVP. We have the kill streak MVP for Adonis as a Shadow Chaser from Trinity as well. 63 kills on with no deaths. And then we have the assist MVP for Sorv, the Guild Master of Trinity, as a Warlock with 321 kills. And as you were just mentioning, despite being on the main field, Warlock does get a lot of assists, right?
Yes, you're right. You already mentioned, but what is the meaning of killing streak? Because some players are new to the gaming, new to MMO, so I think it's very important to us to actually explain the meaning of this term. And killing streak is when you get a lot of kills without dying. So that number was the number of kills that Adonis got without dying. So this just show how good he's playing, because he was able to get a lot of kills and was playing in a safe position because he was just going in, getting the kills and just moving back. And now...
I was just gonna say, you should do the same thing. You should keep on that streak of redeeming the codes that we are showing you guys. We now have the third code that you can redeem in the game. That is going to give you some really nice rewards from watching the stream. Remember to redeem that code. You enter the game, and on the top right side of the screen, you have the rewards button. And on that button, once you click on it in the menu, there is a redeem section. And in that section, you can type in this VFRGTBHNJM code that you can redeem for some really amazing rewards.
Yes, you're right. Hey, guys, don't forget to type on chat which team are you cheering for. Are you a Eternity fan? Are you a Trinity fan, or are you just a Frontera 5 enthusiastic? Either way, guys, just post on the chat your favorite team, and if you are cheering for your favorite casters as well, which is Linker and I, please just send our best energy, because this is just the first game, guys. So we're gonna have more gift codes, we're gonna have more amazing games. Another shout out to our sponsor, Razer Gold. So without them, we would be here. So a great shout out to them as well. So now, guys, we already have the result of the first game. We are gonna get ready for the second, which is going to happen in a few minutes. So you lost to the first game. How is your mentality? What you need to say to your guild mates? Because if you are a guild leader, if you are an officer, just like you, Linker, what do you need to do to boost the morale?
I think I myself, if I were in their shoes, I would probably get everyone in the same room, in the same call, in the same scenario. At first, try to stabilize that morale, because obviously losing that first game is somewhat demoralizing. But just try to reset that mentality. And try to understand what were the things that they were doing, both in the main field as well as in the subfield, that should be working but weren't. So what were they doing that was part of their strategy that is what should be working but wasn't? And then try to reformulate their strategy around that. Try to understand what were the things that they were doing wrong, and not necessarily wrong because it was a wrong strategy, but wrong just because it wasn't working, and try to switch around that.
Yes, I could agree more with you. But one thing that I usually do with my guildmates is also point out the good things that we did throughout the game. Because if you just focus on the bad side, people are just going to get demotivated because they tried different strategy and they saw that did work. So what exactly worked for them? So the movement from one side to the other side was really clean. Another thing that they also noticed, every time they did that movement, the guys from Trinity were just sending a lot of players to the other side. So
Yeah.
one point it was also very empty. So if every time they try to move to sun from star, all they had to do is send 5 maybe 6 party there, but one of them need to have Ryuk or Raph, and one or two parties need to stay on the other side. As soon as you check the point and you see that it's empty, you can already send people moving to the middle, so you can actually force people that are trying to take the opposite point going back to middle. And as soon as they went to the middle, you can send your backup party to try to regain your field, regain your sun, regain your star. I mean,
Now-
it's really, really hard for you to pull off this, but this is what I used.
Yeah,
I was
no,
going to remember.
I 100% agree with you, and I think this might have been something that could have changed the tides of that match. Was the fact that we saw very clearly that once Eternity was trying to grab one of the points, Trinity just sent everybody to the other one, right?
Yes.
And so
Yes.
Eternity could have capitalized on that. They could have like maybe have some scouts on both of the other points. Even if you have like a weaker shadow chaser that can stay invisible and not look at it, they could still like scout out things. But no, they were committing all of the entire team towards that side, and that I see that as well as a flaw on their strategy. Yeah.
Yes, but again, guys, this is very, very hard for you to notice inside the game because us, as spectator, as caster, we are seeing the whole picture. We are seeing the minimap, so we know exactly what is going on. But when you are playing, and especially when you are losing, it's very hard for you to make this kind of calls because you don't know the big picture. So you need to do some guesses. So that's what Eternity did. At one point, they decide, well, we are just trading sides. So let's try to force the middle. This is when everything went wrong. And for that point on, for some specific times, Trinity was able to get the 3 points. And as soon as they got the 3 points, they were also able to move to the mobs, which was because it was the 15 minutes mark. So you need to have this in mind as well. Every time that you try to do something risky, you need to have in mind, is this the time for us to try to do this? Because if you fail, we are gonna also lose the old barrel. We're also going to lose the mobs. So it's very hard for you to do these mid calls.
Yeah, I think that those were the most critical scenarios that made Trinity pull up so ahead of Eternity. Were those situations where they had all of those 3 tablets, right? We had, I think it was like 3 or 4 times when Eternity was trying to pull off that strategy of going to one of those points, and then Eternity and then Trinity going to the other, but they weren't able to capture the point that they were trying to capture, right? And so
Yes.
Trinity was able to secure all of those 3 tablets for, I think, maybe 2 or 3 different moments during that match.
Yes,
And
you're
I think that gives you so much of an advantage on that score. And I would say myself, if that didn't happen, even if throughout the entire match they kept playing the strategy that they have of capturing 1 point when Trinity was grabbing the other, they would still have enough points to do the all-in strategy that you mentioned earlier, right?
Yes.
to try to and grab all those points and try to steal the All Baron.
Yes, but for when you are playing behind, you need to be the team that is going to be proactive. You
Yeah.
need to do the first move because if you keep trying to just answer the movement for the stronger guild, you will lose. You won't stand a chance. So now for the second match, what Eternity need to do? Of course, Trinity need to do some mistake here and there, but Eternity need to use their movement. They need to keep moving better, and they need to have, like you said, they need to have a very good scout. It can be in one side, it can be on star, it can be on sun, or even can be on moon, because they need to keep getting 1 point and forcing the middle, getting 1 point, forcing the middle, and then just capitalizing on the sides. And now we have again the 3D image of our amazing main battlefield. And well, guys, Trinity is 1-0 against Eternity. They are 1 win away to go to Bangkok to represent our server on the amazing offline event that is going to happen in December. And well,
We're about to get down to things. Let's see if Eternity has regrouped and has talked about the mistakes. And I think this is something that we were talking right after the match ended, and our perspective on how Eternity was playing is that they were playing reactive. They were responding to Trinity, right?
yes.
And that is not how they need to play, since you are playing from behind, considering numbers. I'm not sure how many players are playing on each field, but also just considering if you were just to shut off everything and considering the morale that Trinity had from the subfield, even that was enough motive for you to play proactive, for you to try to set the pace of the game, and they were not doing that. Let's see if they can switch it up this time.
Yeah, you can see they are going to try a different approach this time. You can see the rough party, which is probably the strongest party from Trinity side, is behind the star. And another thing that is very important to know is the Trinity guys are mostly inside the map, the main field already. But the guys from Eternity, they are not. I'm quite sure that some of them are just doing the strategy that we mentioned. They're gonna wait for the 2 minutes before they enter the arena so they can have full usage of the buffs. And on the side of Trinity, they just didn't care. They are here already. And again, guys, even though the Trinity guys are the orange and the guys from Eternity are the green one, if you look at your screen, the guys from Trinity, the members of Trinity is on the left side. So you can see Adonis, Helios, Sunbay, Divine Wiz, Freedom. These guys are from Freedom. And on your right side, you can see Ryuk, Jinze, Kilifia, Maverick. They are from Eternity. So based on the position, it looks like Trinity is going to go for middle and start again. But the guys from Eternity is going to answer going to Sun like they did. But they also going to try to get stars. So they're going to try to get both side tablets.
And one thing that I do have to mention here, we saw a little bit here on the screen, one of the Trinity members, Persephone, and I was obligated to mention that Sagara was calling Persephone during
sorry.
Thor.
Persephone.
It's Persephone, okay?
Perfect.
But yeah, thank you for your readout on the strategy. I think it's very good that they are attempting a different start. But for me, I'm not sure if the numbers that they're doing this with is enough.
I don't think it is.
Yeah.
But look at the minimap. Look at the bottom of their minimap, guys. You can see a lot of players from Eternity. They saw that there is no one on Sun. So they're moving from Sun to Star. You can see on your minimap, they're just doing the movement now, guys. And we assume these guys are for Eternity. But I think they just moved too early. You can see on the top of the screen, the guys from Trinity just answering, moving from top to the left side. So let's see when the match starts, how this is going to come out.
Let's take a look. And once again, I do believe that one of the biggest impacts on this match is going to be the subfield. We're gonna have to see how Eternity improves that over the Mayfield. We have Trinity right now grabbing Sun and the Moon. I don't see anyone from Eternity at the Moon tablet. It seems that Eternity just went for the star. There is some fight going on. Eternity does not seem to be able to contest that point, but they do have a lot of live members.
Yes, you can see that all of them are just focused on Star at the moment, and the guys from Eternity, as soon as they got the point, they just need to die here, spawn on Moon, run to Sun. But they need to leave 2 parties behind, because as soon as the guys from Trinity start to get the point, they need to send these 2 parties to back up them, and then try to get the point. And you can see they even use some red statue on their bottom right of your screen, and this is exactly what they're doing. You saw a lot of guys from Eternity just spawning on Moon and running to Sun. Let's see if they're gonna left some parties back on Star so they can actually get the Star. Because the Sun tablet is basically empty. You can see just a few people here, but the backup from Trinity is just coming, and well, they were just a few seconds late.
Yeah, it seems that they did have the right thing in mind. They weren't just 100% able to execute, but it was a very smart strategy there. But then it happened. The same thing happened again. But then we have now contest from Eternity at the Moon tablet. And are they going to be able to have the numbers to contest that? Because right now they have Sun, and they're trying to get Star as well. So if they are able to get the Moon, they could have 2 tablets right now. But having those members at the Moon and Star without doing the strategy that you proposed earlier, now they lost the Sun as well. And they're about to be down 3 points as happened on the first game.
Yeah, so again guys, you just try to get everything here. They made the same mistake they did on the first game. They forced middle on the wrong time. They only need to force Moon when the guys from Eternity is not there. And well, they did on the wrong time. This is what happened. The guys from the Trinity were just too fast to react, and they were able to move really quickly. But one thing that is very important to notice is the subfield. This time, the guys from the Trinity got 6k point. In the meantime, the guys from Eternity is also getting a lot of points, so they already have the 3k. So now they need to stabilize. They need to spawn on everyone on the one single side. So this is what they're doing, just on Star, and they're gonna try to get Star. You could see that Rafi was trying to get Sun by himself, but it was not enough. In the meantime, the backup from the Trinity from the middle just went to Star and just wiping everyone there, because I'm not sure what the guys from Eternity was, because there was only 2 or 3 parties there. And now we have the images from the subfield.
Yeah, we're about to see the mobs from the subfield. But one thing that you did mention is at the very beginning, yes, Eternity had quite a head-to-head with Trinity from the morale. But now we can see that Trinity has already reached the 8,000 points, and Eternity is at 3,800. And one of the things that I wanted to mention now, we have a big... You can see that Eternity is trying to contest all of these tablets, but from the get-go, the Trinity having all of those 3 points makes it so much easier for them to keep the 3 points. Because at this point, Eternity needs to put all of their efforts to grabbing 1 tablet, and then Trinity can just move along. You can see now that Eternity was trying to grab the star there, and then Trinity just responded. And so at this point, I don't think Eternity will have the... Well, they are trying to capture Moon with the entirety of the Trinity force here at the Star. So we can see some contention here.
Yeah, but the strategy is not to get Moon. They need to get the Sun now. So this is what they're doing. Just doing some chimeras here in the middle, just try to get some attention. But the main focus is the Sun tablet. But there is only a few people there. If the guys from Trinity just send 1 party there, they will be able to hold. But, well, the guys from Eternity was faster this time. They were able to secure at least 1 point. So now they need to stabilize again, and they need to try to do a start. You can see a lot of parties to start, but I think they were there just too early. They need to force the Moon tab before they try to get the start. because you can see the whole people, the whole guild from Phoenix is just moving to Star now, and the guys from Eternity won't be able to do anything. You can see some Oblivion getting dropped on the entrance between the Moon and the Star, which is a very good usage of the Sigil, but it's not enough. And now you have the mobs, you have Trinity guys already posted here, and they are getting most of the mobs as well.
Yeah, this is such a difference from the first match, and not positively for Eternity, because we had, I think it was 20% mobs at the first round from Trinity, with 10% of the mobs for Eternity. And right now, Trinity just got absolutely everything. And we have also Eternity not reaching still the 8,000. They are trying to contest the Star Tablet, but with the dominance of defense that Trinity has on those points, I think they might be able to secure all of that.
Yeah, so what they need to do now here, guys, it's very important for them to actually send most of the players to one side. So we know they have two very, very strong starter players on Ryu and Rock. We also have Thor, of course, and all other players. But these two are the main DPS. So they need to be on opposite side. You need to have Ryu plus Thor in one side, and on the other side you need to have 4, maybe 6 parties, so you can actually try to take 2 points at once. Because as you can see, the guys from Trinity just moving from one side to the other as a whole guild. And even though we have a little bit of disconnect here, we could see that how good these guys from Trinity is moving. They're moving as a unit, and they are using the AoE all the time. You could see a Crazy Weed drop by Mukamito in the middle, and this is a very, very powerful skill to hold the enemies, because not only is it going to slow the enemy to move from one side to the other, but it's also going to root them. And root them, well, this is all you need, so you can actually move faster than the opponent.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest advantage on that situation there, because they were not only they were moving super well, but they were controlling Eternity's movement as well, right? We do see Eternity with the start point captured, and they are now trying to go for the Sun, and this might be a way to look towards turning this around. But then, as soon they need to leave those people behind, they need to have those people defending on Star, because right now, while they are capturing Sun, Trinity is now capturing Star back, so they need to be able to contest those scenarios.
Yes, you're right. You can see they still have a lot of players on Star. Like, a lot of players. They have at least 4 parties here, so that means the middle is probably empty. Yep. But it's not going to be easy for the guys from Eternity to actually get the middle, because the backup from the Star to move is too fast. And now we're gonna have to witness the spawn and death of the Buffalo, which got insta-kill here. And Buffalo is going to give a huge buff to the main field, which is a poison that is going to reduce the HP from everyone to 50%. So it's a very, very powerful. And now to the main field, you can see the guys from Trinity already get the Sun, and in the meantime the Eternity is trying to get the Star. But let's see if the guys from Trinity is able to actually, yes, they are able to back up. And this is what we keep saying, guys. It doesn't matter if you are just trying to move from one side to the other side. You need to do this properly. You need to have very coordination. Otherwise, the guys from Trinity will be able to respond really, really fast. And this is what they're doing. They were able to go to Star quickly, and they even going to defend the middle now.
Yeah, very much so. And as you were saying, I think the key point here to the differences of strategy is that Trinity had people that they were moving towards those points that needed assistance, right?
Yes.
And we did get a little bit of a disconnect here, but we are right back. And so Eternity did manage to reach the 8,000 morale, and we are 45 seconds away from the Owl Baron to spawn. So we'll see how they will be handling that scenario, because right now Trinity has Sun and Moon, Eternity has Star, and we'll see how they handle with the Owl Baron.
Yes, you could see Adonis got another 5 killing streak. On the other side, you saw Mukamito already got 100 kills. Divine wins 5 kills streak as well. So these guys are all over the place. So now is the time for the guys for Eternity to go all in. They don't have anything to lose anymore here. They need to go for the mobs and try to 3-cap and then send the guys that had the red statue to also drop the statue there. So let's see what is the strategy here. You can see Raf is already dropped the statue, but I think it's too early. He should just have wait a little bit more. He's trying his hard here. He's even be able to get a lot of kills here on the backside. You can see he's using the Mimic build, which he has a huge range. And you can see also Wilk just joining him, trying to help him, but 2 guys against the whole Trinity is not going to be enough. But let's see what they can do here.
Yeah, no, they are attempting their best. They are putting all of the efforts towards that All Baron capture. But as you mentioned, 2 guys against the entire guild, it is not going to be enough.
Yeah.
And
GG,
so
guys.
with that, we have Trinity, which is our very first representative of the LNA region to move forward as the champion with a 2-0 victory over Eternity. And I do have to say props to Eternity. They did try their best on getting here. They did put in a lot of effort to get to this point. And I'm very happy to see 2 Prontera 5 guilds on these finals. But now we have our first representative, Trinity.
Yes, congratulations to Trinity, guys. It was a great showing, not only by strength, but also strategic-wise. You could see they were able to answer everything that Eternity was trying to do here on the second match, even better than the first one. As soon as they got the 3-cap, they hold the 3-cap for a long time, because the guys for Eternity just try to get they start to get panic, because when you are losing and then the enemy just get an early 3-cap, you need to do something. And that's when the guys was trying to be the hero. They tried to get 1 point without the backup from the teammates, and the guys from Trinity just, well, they were fast to react, they were fast to answer, and they were more proactive on this one, and they definitely deserve the win. Well, congratulations to them. Like you mentioned, they are our first grand finalists, and also, well, they are also some kind of champion to us, because there is not actually a grand final. So they are already going to Thailand to represent our region on the offline event. Like we also mentioned as well, is going to be the biggest event of the year for literally every MMO. I mean, I'm really excited to them, and well, they are from your guild. You know the members. You know how good they are. Well, now the leader is going to have a problem selecting the 10 members.
I myself am holding back the emotion, because I have been with some form of Trinity ever since the beta from this game came out, right? And so it makes me extremely happy to see they coming out on top. Obviously, the guilds that merged and the members, everything changed over the time. But still, I am still part of this family, and it makes me extremely happy to see them coming out as our representatives. I do have to say though, Eternity put up quite a fight. We usually have a lot of strategic meetings and a lot of thinking and conversations about how we're going to be facing them, and this was no different. We were actually very concerned about this match, and this was very exciting to see. And so I believe we are now sending one of our representatives, but we cannot forget that we are going to be sending 2, right? And
yes, we're going to have another one.
Exactly. On Thursday, we are going to be seeing who will be second guild to join Trinity in Bangkok. And not only Trinity, but also the other 6 guilds that are joining for those offline finals from all of those regions.
Yes, you're right. But well, talking about this match, guys, this second match was really, really good. It was really a great showing by Trinity, like we mentioned. We could see how well they were doing the movement throughout the map, and now the stats is going to show how well they did. Look at the difference in kills. This time they play beautifully, and even though they lost a lot of mobs, especially because of the second time where they are all post on their old barrel, but you can see the amount of kills they got, and they did die like they did on the first game. So they were able to have a better control of the game overall, and you can see the amount of tablets that the guys from Eternity got. They only got 3 tablets throughout the whole game, which was 3 suns. So this show the dominance of this guild, and even though they have this rivalry, this time Trinity was able to come up on top, and also you can see the difference in morale. In the beginning of the subfield and in the beginning of the match, the subfield was actually kind of even. We saw that the guys from Trinity got 6k. In meantime, the Trinity already got 3k. But as soon as I mentioned that, I kind of jinxed, I don't know. But the guys from Trinity started to get a lot of morale, and then this is the result of the subfield.
But I do have to say though, and this is something that I hammered on during the first match, and I don't know if they were listening, but I kind of want to say that Eternity Subfield did a lot better on this second game. You can see that the difference wasn't as big for the morale at least. The first match they had I think 8,000 at the end of the game, and now they had a lot more. And the damage difference, it was not as gigantic. And I think one thing that you mentioned though is that this really mattered at the beginning of the game, but just as we called it, it was just a steamroll from Trinity. They were able to reach the 8,000 and then get all of that advantage, right?
Yes, I mean, props to Eternity, like you mentioned. They were able to put up a huge fight this time, and they were actually able to get the 8k faster than the first game because they got the 8k just in the end of the game. And now we have the MVPs, and again, the main field MVP is Mukamito. His generic was again all over the place. He was able to deal a lot of damage. Look at how many points he captured. He got 8 captures, guys. This is a lot, especially because he's one of the main DPS, so he was on the right time, on the right place, on the right time. So great showing by him. He also dealt a lot of damage and got a lot of assistance. And on the side of the subfield, different from the first time, we have a Rune Knight. Butjog got a lot of kills and a lot of DPS as well.
Yeah, but the MVP, when it comes down to it, I called it at even before we began the first match, right? And I think I honestly think this might be one of the biggest concerns I would have for Eternity is that they don't really have a lot of genetics. They don't really have those players that can deal a lot of damage, but that can also support the field, right? One of the moments there that we saw was the plan that Muka put down to control the movement during the second match, right? That is something that is very important. It's not really just that you can kill the players, because obviously you're not going to kill all of the entire opposite guild at the same time, but it is important to control the movement of those players, and Mukamito was doing that beautifully.
Yes, you're right. And talk about this skill, guys. A lot of players prefer to play Shadow Chaser over Genetic because of the play style. Of course, you can go invisible, go all in, and go out, go in, go out. So it's really flashy and amazing. But Genetic, he has a very inconsistent damage overall because his skill can deal a lot of damage, but sometimes it won't deal that much damage because how the sigil work, how his rune works, and everything based on his skills. But nonetheless, you could see that Genetic can also shine and get a lot of kills. He was not only the main DPS, but also got the killing streak MVP. So he killed 68 before he got killed. We also have the healing MVP on Zero Trunks, and Zero Trunks is also the assistance MVP with 304 and 42. So amazing job by this super strong high priest as well.
Yeah, no, I wanted to point out here because Trinity does also have very strong shadow chasers. They have Adonis, who is, I think, one of the highest combat power of the entire game.
Yes.
And he was the kill streak MVP on the first match. But here on the second match, we have Mukamito with even more kills that Adonis got on the first one. Adonis, I believe, got 63 when Mukamito got 68. And then
Yes.
Zero Trunks, who is not an irrelevant player at all. Look at this. He's the healing MVP with 43 million of healing done, as well as the assist MVP with 342. And right now we can look at the compositions of those two teams. On the left
Yes.
side, we can see that we had 12 Royal Guards or Rune Knights. Obviously, we don't have Royal Guards yet, so Rune Knights on Trinity. We had 7 Rangers, 1 GX, 26 Shadow Chasers, 41 Archbishops, that's expected, 27 Genetics, 1 Mechanic, 1, just like the GX we have there, 1 Mechanic, 1 GX, and 35 Warlocks.
Yes, guys. On the side of Eternity, there is one big difference. Look at the amount of shadow chase the guys got. So you could see the difference, especially on the numbers of Archbishop and Genetic plus the Shadow Chaser. They were focused more on Shadow Chaser, which is the meta class, and they sure tried their best here because the class can do a lot of damage, but he is more squishy. So when you are facing a very strong opponent, you need to have a very strong front line as well. And the front line was able to hold, so the Shadow Chaser was able to shine. So, well, GG to them. Both of them were actually following the meta. You could see that most of them doesn't even have Guillotine Cross anymore. But either way, guys, here another code. And guys, I was reading the chat now, and well, a lot of players are asking for codes, asking if there is only one code. But actually, this is our 4th code just for tonight, guys. We're gonna have more throughout the tournament because there is another semi-final to be played, but this is only the first semi-final, and this is our 4th code of the day. And well, don't forget to redeem.
Yeah, and remember, not only this code you have available, but if you are in the Valhalla page, you can log in with your Facebook account, leave a comment, and I believe if you were watching from the past couple hours, you would have codes available there to grab as well. And so you can grab those codes as well as this one, QAZWS XEDCR. Open your game, go to the top right side of the screen, click on rewards, click on redeem, and just put it all in because it's going to give you some very, very, very good rewards. And honestly, it's the effort of copying and pasting, so why not? It's free, right?
Yes, and they are really, really good, guys. It's not a cheap code at all. You're gonna get some really good rewards, and as soon as you go to the redeem page inside your game, you're gonna just need to put the code there, and that's it. And if you miss any code, don't worry. I'm quite sure that the guys from the Discord, by the way, if you are not on Discord yet, join our official Discord, because people usually send all codes that are showing on your screen. And you're gonna see there. So you're gonna miss one, just go there and then you're gonna find them. Okay, do not worry at all.
Yeah, very much so. But as Sagara mentioned, these are only the first codes that we're getting throughout the tournament. Remember, on Thursday, on October 31st, we are having our second match, and that is going to be such an exciting match to watch. I myself am very curious to see how that is going to pan out, because obviously we have now Trinity as our representative in the offline finals, but we need to, right? And we need to know who is the other team. So it's going to be very, very exciting to watch and to find out who is going to be the team that will be
Yes.
representing us, right?
Yes, we'll be talking about this shooting later on, guys. Probably on the next day on Tuesday. But one thing that is very important to say: both team, both Boba and both Legion are very very strong, and Legion is going to be the most different thing that you're gonna watch throughout the semifinals. Now we have the schedule already. We already saw the 2-0 for Trinity, and the next match is going to be Legion against Boba. Boba, Trinity, and Eternity, they all follow the meta. Legion, Legion doesn't
Not so
follow the meta.
much.
Exactly. They have their own agenda and it's working, guys. It's really, really good. These guys, you're gonna see some really big names there, and they are amazingly strong. They have some different strategy. They have their own build. You're gonna see a lot of warlocks. You're gonna see a lot of rune knights. Something that we actually did see today here on Trinity 10. Of course,
I
you
know,
saw
right?
one, you saw Freedom here, but basically that was it from Trinity side. And from the Eternity side, I don't even remember seeing any rune knight on the main field. So this just show how different is the meta for these guys.
Yeah, no, very much so. Although, if you consider the composition from Trinity in this match, they did have in their comp overall. I'm not saying Mayfield, but in their comp overall, they had 12 Rune Knights, which, with how the current meta is panning out, is not something that you would expect to see, right?
Yes.
Excuse me. But then again, I think uh, probably the major difference with the team compositions was most likely the fact that Eternity had so many Shadow Chasers and not enough genetics and not enough Archbishops, right? I think
Yes.
we have Razor Gold to thank for being able to have this stream here for you guys today, to have this entire event for you guys today. I think they are so fantastic for not only providing for us to be able to have this stream, but also to provide the service that we have in the game, right? Because
Yes, you're
obviously
right.
it is it is just I think it is the very
But
best method of recharging in case we need to, right?
yes, they provide a lot of different things. But either way, guys, this was the match of for today, and then we just saw the schedule. We're gonna have more matches on October 31, and I really hope to see everyone here because Boba Cast against Legion is going to be a blast. I'm sure that everyone's looking forward. Don't forget to bet. Thank you all for staying with us. Don't forget to redeem the 4 codes that we sent here, and it was a huge pleasure to cast this both game with all of you, and especially with you, Linker. So I hope to
Absolutely.
see everyone here on October 31. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys so much for watching. We really appreciate all of your presence here today. It was an absolute pleasure to cast this match with you, Sagara, and with all of you that are watching. We do have a new match coming up on October 31st, so please stay tuned and come back because it will be exciting. This is Linker signing out.